more or less wanted to pick it up where we kind of left off last time, which was where I was starting to ask you about, and I'll try and rephrase the question. So I guess my question is, if you have somebody that comes to you that is already in a relationship, and they realize that they want to open their relationship up, and they want to go from I guess being in this kind of committed situation to one where they're basically able to, if they had the skills to do what you do, which is have multiple girlfriends, and they've already set the frame with their girl, and is there a way to salvage the existing relationship and still open it up, or is that the problem?
Yeah, I think there is. I think there's a few things that have to be understood. One is I don't recommend it. Although if you see my old videos, I recommended everybody on the planet to have multiple girlfriends. It's not recommended. It is not good. And I don't think they should do it. And the question is, why am I doing it? Well, shit. Once you create a giant fucking bridge and everybody's walking across it, it's not a good idea to break the bridge. You have to fortify it, So I'm in the situation. It is what it is, and I'm making the best of it. But I don't recommend it for other people. I think that there's another way to do it. The right way to do it is to have a girlfriend and have the understanding that as a man, you're going to be having a lot of friends that are women that you're going to be hooking up with. I mean, that's much more sane than having 2 or 3 girlfriends. So that's the first part. But however, second part is it just like if someone said to me, I'm super skinny and I want to be super buff. How do I get there? Or, I'm broke, but I want to be a millionaire or billionaire. We're talking about a very limited few people on the planet experience what I experience. So it's not a one-shot deal. It's a lot of steps. So a few of the steps are, for example, the guy who says that, is he in a position as a person where if his girlfriend that is the girlfriend he's in with right now, right? He's in a relationship. If she was going to leave him, would he be in a condition to start brand new and have multiple girlfriends then? Because we normally go, he's already in a relationship. How does he convince her? Which is what I normally get. But let's say she's out of the picture. Can he, without her, be in a position where he gets multiple girlfriends? And I think that is first. So the first thing he needs to do if he's already in a relationship is to position himself in life with his skills, with his resources, with his whatever, so that he can be in multiple relationships. Forget about her for just a second. I wouldn't even begin to talk to her until I was in a position that should she leave, then she opens the door to the freedom of him recreating his life. You see, so a lot of guys, they're not in that position. And they're going to try to become that guy who can have multiple girlfriends while they're with somebody. And that is a failure. That's not going to happen. Because she knows he's not in that position. And she's not going to help him become the kind of guy that other women want and to leave her should she want to leave him. You have to be in the position where if she leaves, the heartache and the problems you have are going to be there because you love her. But she opens the door for you to have the life that you wanted. So then she's faced with this decision. If I stay with him, he's going to be honest, take care of me, and get women. If I don't stay with him, he's going to be honest and take care of somebody else and have women. I have to make a decision now. So this is the part that's missed by guys. They think that they're going to convince her while they work on themselves and she's going to help him. She's not, and she shouldn't. She'll destroy him as she should. It's her survival. So I think that that's the first step, is a guy gets himself to a position where if she leaves, he can start over. It doesn't mean he won't be emotionally distraught and hurt, because he will be. But he can start over, and she sees that without her, he can actually create the life he wanted. Now she's faced with a different situation than if I leave him, no other woman is going to accept it anyways, and he's going to come back crawling to me. So I think we start there, and if someone reaches that position, then the next question should be asked of me is, okay, now I'm in a position that I can get multiple women and other girls will stay with me and allow me to get other girlfriends. Allow is a weird word for that, but will be okay with me getting other girlfriends. And I have this one girlfriend who's not okay with it. How do I talk to her? Cool. So let's start there. If anybody reaches that point, then contact Cliff's List and say, hey, talk to Arash about part 2. We'll stop at part 1 because part 2 doesn't make sense right now.
Okay, because what I was going to go on to was that from everything I've heard from you, the bedrock of, I guess, all your relationships is honesty.
Yes, 100%. 100% honest.
And, that's something that I greatly respect. And I'm sure it's also the foundation of your relationship with Vince and all your students and your girlfriends. And, it's actually something that the sort of the one thing that I don't support on Cliff's List in terms of having success with women is lying to women or not being honest with them.
Sure,
So
totally.
that's a critical element, I think, of the whole thing. But at the same time, being honest has its nuances. And it's like, for example, we all hear these stories about how guys will go up to women and say, I want to fuck you. And, that doesn't work, obviously.
No, it's socially wrong.
So I guess my question was, I wanted to understand, how you, go from, or how you frame the honest part of yourself, the way you are with women, where you have them sort of the way you have them, where you have both girlfriends, you have girls that you're dating, you have girls that you just go pick up, and they're all aware of everything that you're doing, if assuming that they've asked you about it, and
They can go through the phone.
they're okay with it. Whereas most of the time, women will talk about in their perspective how they'll ask you things like, do you want to have a threesome, because they want to hear back from you. Why would I want to have a threesome? You're all that I really need. That's what they're looking to hear from you. But you've obviously got your way around that in a effective and admirable way. I'd like to learn more about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's an educating process. And like I said, let's say Hugh Hefner can do this, Larry Flint can do this, Gene Simmons can do this, Kid Rock can do this. What's his name? Tommy, not Hilfiger, the guy who was with Pamela Anderson. He can do it.
Tommy.
I can. Who?
Tommy Lee.
Tommy Lee, because those are that is who they are. And at the same time, Bill Clinton couldn't do it. He was the president of the United States. So I think that honesty has to be in context. Something you learn in hypnosis is anything can be done in the right context. Everything can be done in the right context. We go and we shoot somebody and it's murder, but then when there's a war, you've given a gun and you're given a Medal of Honor for killing somebody. So in the context of war, you can go kill someone and torture them, but in the context of your neighborhood, you can't do that. And so a guy who is living my life an honest way is because I have created, by no accident, of course, I've created a lifestyle and a beingness. I am somebody who the world comes to for this information, and I have created a lifestyle and whatever. So I think that it's the way a guy carries himself. Let's say he's a personal trainer. I have a lot of personal trainers that follow me. They're actually like 1,000 times better looking than I am. And they wonder how I do it. Well, you got to be that guy who is a personal trainer, has multiple women. Bottom line is, you got to be that guy who has multiple women. Like, even if you're a Cliff List interviewer, you're that guy who gets multiple women. It's just a click in your head of, this is who I am in my life without apology. And I'm not sorry or weird about it. So then it's an educational system. It's educating her and educating her that every man is going to lie to her. That it's biological for us to want to be with other women. That, yes, for the first year, we don't want any other woman, and we'll swear up and down that you're everything to us. But if she's older than 18 years old, she's experienced someone cheating on her or lying to her and shit like that. And I'm not that guy. So if she wants to go and get on with her life like that, that's fine. This is why older women are actually a little bit more accepting of this than younger women. Younger women, they're stupid when they're just like 20 years old. Well, I would never put up with that. Okay, I'll talk to you when you're 28 or 29 or 32. Let's see if you would put up with that or not at that age. Because right now you think the world is a certain way, and it's not, young lady, it's not. So you have to be that guy who lives like that, not sneakily, Not you're just honest with her, you're honest with the world. Hugh Hefner is honest with the world about it. Gene Simmons is honest with the world about it. So what guys will try to do is be honest with her, but their family doesn't know. Their work doesn't know. Their friends don't know. And so that's weird. So if you're that guy, then you're honest with them. Hey, if there's nothing wrong with it, then why doesn't everyone know about it? And if there's something wrong with it, then why do you come to me with honesty and lie to everybody else? That's incongruent. And I think that's the key. The key is if you're okay with it, then you'd be okay with it everywhere. That's all there is to it. Like, we don't really care when the guy's racist, when he's racist everywhere. You know what I mean? It's like that basketball coach that said something about black people. It was a big deal because he didn't carry himself like that. But there are people that walk around and call black people all kinds of names, and we know that's who they are. And we're like, you're racist. He goes, yeah, I'm fucking racist. Fuck you. Of course I'm fucking racist. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I can't shame you to death with that one, right? And what people do try to do is they'll try to shame you. But I thought you have a girl. But I thought you love her. But aren't you married? But don't you have a girlfriend? Are you fucking serious? Which fucking rock have you been hiding under? Why don't you Google me and find out who the fuck I am before you start saying stupid shit to me right now?
Well, to take that to the next question, though, is that if I understood correctly, though, most of these women are pretty much devoted to you
All of them.
in a way that they're basically not dating other men at the same time.
They're not even talking to other men. Like, they're not even accepting a comment on Facebook. They're not even saying hi to a man. If they're my girlfriends, but not if they're just some girls that I'm, girls that are friends of mine. They can talk to whoever the fuck want to talk to. I hope they do. I hope they get beautiful men. I hope they're happy for the rest of their lives with another man. But my girlfriends, we're like married, basically. These are my women, so if I'm going to take care of them, invest my time, energy, resources, protection, and mind into them, then they can't bring another guy into the picture. I mean, if the door is open, shit, I tell them every night. I told them last night, the door is right there, baby. You could be with any celebrity. Go dress super hot. You got the tits, you got the ass, perfect abs, perfect hair. My women are beautiful. Show up to a fucking club in LA. You'll get right in. Go find out where Floyd Mayweather is or Akon or any of these fucking guys. Go smile at them, and you're on their table, and you're in their bed at night. There's no doubt in my head. But if you want to do that, then you and I are done. And that's a risk she has to take. And and it's not like they haven't. I've had girls leave me. I had 10 breakups in 2.5 years. That crushed my heart. So no matter how much we think that they're never going to leave, oh God, I'm too old for that. So yeah, my girls only talk to me. It's my personal rule, but I have a logical reason for it. I'm not just saying, no, don't talk to any guys. I can explain to you why, if you're that fine and a man holds the door for you or says, hi, blah, 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 we can trace, you and I and Vince can trace that communication to if I had an opportunity to break you up with your boyfriend and fuck you, I would. Now, if that is the intention of any human being who talks to my female girlfriend, be it a dog, be it a tree, be it a woman, they are not to talk to her because they're trying to destroy our relationship. It just happens to be that every man biologically talking to a 9.5, a 10, if there's such a thing, a beautiful, beautiful woman who's ripe for fucking mating, he has in his mind, not me, he doesn't even know me, why would he care about me? Because he's so fucking moral and ethical? Well, let me not be the experimental guinea pig for him, okay? He's already proven himself 1,000 times before me. And my women are beautiful. So if a woman of mine can understand the basic idea that if a man says hi to you or comments on your Facebook or even says, hey, I know Arash, can you send a message to him for me because I can't get a hold of him, which a bunch of fucking chumps try. What he's really saying is, hey, are you available to talk to me? Do I stand a chance? Is it possible that you and I can get to know each other because maybe I can have sex with you and provide a better life for you? That is what he's truly saying. And I think any man who says otherwise is a liar, is a total liar. So when Vince and I are around each other's girlfriends, we're not friendly. We're not unfriendly. They don't exist. They exist as hi. That's it. That's the end of it. I don't need to fucking, how are you? Oh, good. It's good to see you. Yeah. All right. How was the drive here? No. We've both been in that situation where even in the elevator, guys will throw some stupid comment, like one of our students will say some dumb shit or hold the door for her. Thank you. I can hold the door. If I wanted to hold the door, I would hold the door. Okay, I saw there was a door here. There was my girlfriend, and I didn't hold the door. Not because I wanted your punk ass to hold the door for me. Or would you like my water? She doesn't want your water, asshole. I can give her fucking water, you know? And I may sound a little extreme in this, but remember, I am also extreme in the way that I love my women, in my devotion to them. So you can't say, I want an extreme love. I want true passion. I want devotion, but I don't want the other side of the picture. No, they come together. So if you want this intense feeling of love that you get from me, then trust me, part of it is that no man touches my life at all, ever. Not today, not tomorrow. And young lady, if his attention means so much to you, then the door is right there. Do both of us a favor and him and go. Get the fuck out of my life as soon as possible, because there are other women who don't want to talk to other men. Biologically, a woman does not need more than one man if he's the right man. But if he's not, she needs 1,000 men. We know this already. This is science. It's not my opinion. Go yell at God.
So that sort of answers the question of how it's okay for you to have all these other women and for them to only have one guy.
No, that doesn't answer why it's okay. The reason, what answers why it's okay is that it's a consensual adult. That's the answer. The answer is not that I have some kind of justification with science. I can explain it with science because it's the truth. However, what makes it okay that the entire world needs to understand is that two free adult individuals have decided to have a relationship like this that doesn't hurt anybody else. That's what makes it okay. And that's what the world has to understand, is that if you and your wife, girlfriend, or what, husband, whoever the fuck, want to have a consensual adult relationship that doesn't hurt another human being, it is absolutely nobody's business but you two. That's what makes it okay, is that the girls are okay and I'm okay with it. And from that point forward, it doesn't matter what anybody thinks because we're not hurting anybody. Now, if two people are okay with it, but they're going on raping people and hurting people, of course, they can't be like, well, we're okay with it. No, because you're hurting people. But we're living our lives and we're happy and we've decided, and it's all in the open and there's no lying. So why does it make it okay that I can be with women and they can't be with men? Because we both agreed. That is the truth, not the other one.
Very interesting. I guess let's change direction here. Before you came on, I was talking with Vince about some of the students that you must come across who are you just don't have any social skills, pretty much. You know, Vince was telling me about his CNN special, and I guess I'm curious how you, from your perspective, which is so advanced, to deal with someone who comes to you who just really has no social skills whatsoever, how you handle that sort of thing. And I'd like to hear from both of you again, Vince, because we didn't record it before, about how you deal with these things.
I've been talking for a while. I'll come in after.
Okay, so I think that's one challenge for those who appear to be at a place of greater struggle, is that they bought into that idea that they're at a place of greater struggle. And that's, you find it present for everyone, but more greatly for them. So one of the first things that needs to be addressed is it's not easy to open to a new reality when you've been in a different reality for the longest time. So I think one critical point is to begin to open to it was then, now is now, and to watch also the invisible blueprint that we tend to carry with ourselves when we're entering a new way of doing things in our life. Because in the example of the guy for the CNN show, for years he's been under the impression that he could not, and then sometimes the desire to want to find a way begins to be polluted because it's too emphasized, almost as, but it's not here right now. So to begin to find some ease into the possibility of what if your whole perception of yourself was off, and to perform a shift there, because it's easy to think, okay, who I am is not enough. I was dealt a bad card. I don't have what it takes. and to work it from that perspective, then anything that's presented, yeah, but maybe this, maybe that, seems like it's out of reach. But to rework it from the perspective of what if indeed you've struggled for a very long time, indeed there was a lot of pain for a very long time, but it wasn't that you were not capable, it was that you bought into a false idea of yourself that told you that you were not capable. So truth is no longer you fucked up and you're hopeless and the odds of you doing better are very low. Truth is that you're capable, but you were unaware of it. So to tackle it from that angle, it starts to become easier, easier. And the issue for a lot of those guys also has been that they have been criticized by others so much that on the inside they're extremely critical of themselves, and it's not easy for them to take feedback. They tend to take all forms of feedback as, oh yeah, I know that's my problem. So I like to remind them of taking feedback in a new way, in a way of like, hey, this is within reach for you right now. I think that initially a little bit of frustration, I admit it. Initially, I would feel their frustration, be frustrated about their frustration, and try to push. When now this whole episode of working with this guy on the CNN show and others that came after that, and also Arash pinpointing that out, I think it's really coming from a place of starting to provide them the nurturing that they never received or have given themselves. And which brings me all the way to what it was that I've been playing with lately, which is to ignite the most supportive voice on the inside. For that, you need to recognize it, recognize that it can be present, and then ignite it, because we're all the same. Okay. See, there's some guys who have faced so much adversity that for them, it's kind of expected. But there's also guys who do good to some degree. That's all of us. We all have the ability to do good to some degree until something happens that appears to be bigger than us. And that's when we lose track of all sense of resourcefulness. And it will repeat itself. The moment we handle that, then the next thing will present itself. And it happens with life, and it happens with women. So a guy finds, okay, I can talk with girls daytime, I'm okay. Talking to one girl is okay. But groups and nighttime, no, I can't. And in that moment of realization that the person is under the impression that they cannot do that, then they no longer, they start to hope that something, somewhere, somehow is going to come and make that better. And no matter what they're exposed to that could make it better, until there's that connection on the inside that takes place, it's not easy for them to receive that. So that's my where we're at. The funny thing is that we continue an interview from only 2 days ago, 3 days ago, and you find both of us at a completely new place of awareness. And I just was thinking in my mind, if the moment for one day you don't grow, you compromise your fulfillment. So it's essential to grow constantly. And I've never met anyone who grows at the speed and the rate that Arash does. And it's very encouraging to enhance the speed on my side. But you find me at a completely different place than the other day. Because the thing that I've been playing with right now is to really, instead of trying to reach out there, is to really find within the voice that will be most encouraging, most nurturing, most empowering, and to help the guys, because that they will need help with, to create that connection so they can then make the progress they want with women. So
yes, that's it's clearly a challenge for these guys who have no skills and find themselves in such a desperate place. And I'm very glad that there are people like you guys helping them out there, and we need a lot of that to be done. Raj, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I do. I was just so the meditation technique that I practice is passed down from teacher to student, and it's not to be ever told what the technique is. I can tell you what it's called, but I'm not going to, just for my purposes. I will later in the future. But this last started Friday, what's today, Sunday? Yeah. After you practice it for a while, then they have certain individuals that come from India who have been given this technique, advanced version of the technique, by the original founder who's no longer alive. He handpicked a few people and gave them the technique, and you have to qualify to go there. So I'm on my second level of advanced technique, you could say, right? And so I was very excited, naturally, to go. And I was there right before this, and I spoke to the man who owns the place, the center. He's been practicing this technique for 50 years. He's a white man. I really love the guy. I barely talk to him, but when you just love someone because you admire them so much for what they do, that's what I do with him. And he's much older than me, and he was a assistant to the original founder of this technique for 5 years, and he's got some phenomenal stories. And so we were having a conversation before I came, and I was telling him something about a mental disorder that I've observed recently. That's very high level disorder that I've been working with and stuff. And he said something that I think is now my answer. And if I hadn't had this conversation, I wouldn't give this answer right now. But his answer was senior to whatever I've been thinking. So I'll provide the answer. His name is Michael, by the way. And he said, after I finished saying, he said, I believe that everybody is ultimately conscious of what's going on at some level. Because at the purest level, we are all pure consciousness. He said, so whatever games they play with themselves, and I'm paraphrasing, by the way, whatever games they play with themselves, they must at some level know they're doing it. And he said, so whatever the person is dealing with, you must just know that they are pure consciousness and that they can overcome it. That is my answer now, because it was so true. And the level of mental the distraught that I'm talking about is much more than a guy trying to talk to a woman or whatever. We're talking like not a good mental place. So I could see how that relates. I could see how I've already been applying that, but I didn't have the right words behind it. I do believe truly that we're all capable. Otherwise, I wouldn't be pursuing the studies that I pursue that have come before me from the Buddhas and the Lao Tzus and all that, because I know that I must have the same potential those people did, if not more, because now I have access to their information and they didn't have access to what now I have. So whoever the guy is with whatever issue he's having, he needs to understand that he has access to liberation from his problem. And ultimately, he must know that it exists. Otherwise, he wouldn't come to Vince and I to study. Like at some level, he must know the answer is here. But otherwise, why waste his time? You see how it goes? He's obviously not going to talk to a cow in a pasture and get his answer. Why? Because he knows that would be the most stupid thing to do. He's not going to get an answer, although he might, by the way. But he must know somewhere before he reaches Vince and I, he must have known at some deep core root that the answer is here. And so now he comes and he shows up and he plays all these games with us, and he plays all these games with himself. And so how am I going to help him better now than I would 5 hours ago? Is truly see that he is ultimately very capable of overcoming that issue, and acknowledge that in him. Not like, hey, you're free of it. That's not what I'm saying. That may work with like 2% or something. But to just keep in mind that if what we validate is what we get. And Vince and I, we don't validate their sickness. I had a student, give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab, I'm moving my office, as you can tell. I had something framed, and it's not here. And it was a picture of a guy who looked really smooth. He's wearing a suit. He's looking sideways like this. I mean, he looks like a fucking movie star. And this thing was sent to me in mail. Thank you, Arash, for helping me find the inner strength in me. He was actually probably my second student ever in pickup. And he came to me. I don't want to say his name. I'm really tempted to, but I'm not going to say it. I know he's still around. I haven't talked to him in years, like 9 years. And this thing arrived in my mail. And when I talked to him, he would sit in his car and sweat because he couldn't walk into the mall. And he would sit for an hour in his car, then he'd drive back home. And when I got on Skype with him, he started telling me what his issues were. And he's like, I'm going to send you some reading on it. He had this disorder, that disorder, on and on and on. A week later, I said, man, I didn't read any of that stuff. And he's like, well, why? He was already panicked. Every time he spoke to me, he was panicked. I said, I'm going to send you some things to read. And I sent him some Tony Robbins, and I sent him some things on confidence. And I said to him, you have been researching what your issue is, and you need to research what your power is. You can tell me all about your problems. You can tell me why you can't do this and you can't do that. You need to tell me how you can do this shit. So study. I coached him for about 6 months. Suddenly he went completely out of communication, and I thought to myself, what a piece of shit that guy is. Truly what a piece of shit, right? Dropped out of my program, and I was so fucking angry with him. So fucking angry with him, you know? You just give your soul to the student. Suddenly in the mail, this fucking beautiful picture of this guy shows up. He had shaved his head. He had some weird balding head for a while. He's smooth looking in a suit, looks to the side, and I went on his Facebook and I found him, and he's an actor now, teaching improv classes and helping people. Son of a bitch, man. What a fucking... And I really felt no need to contact him and say good job. I felt like, that's fantastic. That's why he stopped contacting me. He got the fucking cure. There's no reason for me to now charge him or anything. You know what I mean? So I think that now I would help like this, is that just see that everybody's got the fucking potential. You know, if you don't have the potential, then why did you come to me? Let's refund you and let's get on with your life. But if you're going to, then let's start to see where your power is. But I don't need to know your disease. Vince and I have heard a million times what approach anxiety is. I know exactly what it is. I just came from Hooters before I came here. You know, I went to go have a fucking sip of beer, and, you know, I'm talking to the girls. I did not feel it when she walked up. I did get her phone number. We are going to go out tomorrow, but I felt something too. But it didn't stop me. You know what I mean? It fucking didn't stop me. It urged me to keep talking to her, because I'm sure the fuck not going to go home and then beat myself up on my pillow because I didn't talk to a girl. I'd rather fucking do that and get rejected than go kick my own ass. You know what I mean? So I'm a little deep. I'm a little angry. I'm a little happy right now. I don't know. It probably makes a good interview, though. I feel all over the place. Suddenly I became all caring. I was like angry earlier, you know. Whatever.
Oh, that's good. Well, actually, you know, this is really the same interview, so I think we've had quite a long session here, and I really wanted now to see what kind of way you want to propose to anybody listening here to learn from you further. Maybe you can tell them about your websites or your events or your coaching, and you know, I think that this is an opportunity for you to hopefully you know, connect with some of my readers, and they can learn more from you.
Okay, Vince?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think that most immediate recommendation is going to be March 24th, 25th, and 26th. It's right around the corner in Hollywood. Arash and I, we're doing the Venus Moon, and it's the premiere of an event. Usually each event is completely different. You know, we don't have like a set model of boot camps that we repeat and then pass on to trainers, and you study under somebody who studied under somebody who studied. We don't do that. It's original. So it's the Venus Moon, and the subtitle is Secrets of Natural Born Seducer. It's a VIP experience, small group in Hollywood, California. We're doing our post-birthday bash, and it's both the workshop format, but also boot camp in field with the two of us. So that's right around the corner. And what we'll do for any of the guys that are coming through Cliff's list, we'll do two things, okay? If they register it's a sliding scale price-wise. So wherever the price is at, we'll knock down $100 if you came from Click's list, and we also give you access to my library. Okay? If you mention I heard the interview and I'd like to register, and that's of course for anybody. It does not apply to anybody who's already registered. There's always the guy who comes back afterwards. No, you got to catch it before. So that's for that. And then I would direct people to Seductive Instinct, where Arash offers the whole spectrum. I think to know that it's essential. I'm going to make a quick distinction right here. You know, it's funny because we always come full circle. And when I just heard what Arash said, I remember at some recent boot camps, I told the guys, I said, I know you guys are totally fucking with yourself because you know deep down inside that you can do this. But, okay, there's a reason why you're not doing it is because you're concerned of not being able to handle whatever may happen. And at gunpoint, for the purpose of survival, understanding that it's not a joke, that really the person would die and include a couple of loved ones to make it even more significant if they don't provide for themselves a beautiful woman tonight. At gunpoint, I doubt many people would go, no, you don't understand, I have approach anxiety. They would make it happen. So why aren't they making it happen when there's not the pressure of gunpoint? It's because there's an intelligence within that I think is the same thing that Arash was referring to, but those were his words. An intelligence within that can quickly assess, but even if I do get this girl that I've been dreaming of tonight, I probably wouldn't be able to sustain that, which would lead to broken heart or, you know, possibility of being cheated on. I don't want that. And the contrast, yeah, it'd be great to have sex with her, but. So the greater, deeper solution is to fully equip yourself at all levels. So then you no longer are concerned, and then the organic way that all animals will mate will be found by you, and there you are, you're making it happen. And Arash provides through Seductive Instinct. The ultimate one is Diamond Mine. You know, I never have heard testimonials like that anywhere. The guys are raving about it. The membership is increasing like by the minute. So Diamond Mine is his. And then I have Aphrodites Prince, which is pure pickup. We deal only with what can you do right now to really, I want to breed the best pickup artist on the planet, to honor not only the guys, the clients, but the art itself. So after I'm gone, it's not like, oh, wow, that was the peak, and then it goes down. We got to top it constantly. And that's accelerated. And the uniqueness of this program is that their membership and you have support every day. And then there's other ones. There's one on sorcery. There is one on how to dress. And there's one on how to close the deal. So I pass it to Arash now, but I would recommend you go to seductiveinstinct.com. Since we're talking mind stuff, life, and pickup, the two recommendations at least would be Diamond Mine and Aphrodites Prince. And if you want to contact me, it's Vince at seductioncoaching.com or via Facebook. You know, there's always plenty. I do one-on-one. I've done it all for 2 decades. So if you need the help, you will find me. I pass it to Arash.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would just plug right now the Aphrodites Prince program, which is Vince's, and Diamond Mine, which is mine. We have a lot of programs, but those are the two, as we're the ones on the interview right now. So something that comes to my mind that I kind of wish I could get across before I die in this lifetime is either what we're doing is as legit as the people that give it testimonial say it is, right? It's either that, because like he was saying, the testimonials are just out of this world. Like it's just too much. The way people's lives change is just unreal, right? So it's either that's what's actually going on, or we're a bunch of charlatans. We're fake. It could be true. That's a possibility, right? Or it could be that people are exaggerating, right? That's a third possibility. So either they're exaggerating It's not true and we're faking it, or it's true. If we're faking it, then it's a matter of investing in the program and finding out within fucking 10 days. Right? No one's a fool. Anybody can fucking figure it out if someone's faking. Like, especially people that claim to be so fucking smart. So if you have a program for $97 that is just literally ripping people's realities apart and changing them completely, and people are sitting back going, wow, I mean, God, you know, I wonder if it's real. You know what? You can figure out if it's real or not, but you can't figure it out when you're fucking over there. You need to be inside the fucking pool to find out the temperature of the thing. So if it's fake, then you can figure it out. And it's always very easy. It's like Vince says for a phone call when he gets a phone number. He goes, hey, it's iPhone. Anybody would just block people these days, right? Yeah, it's not a big fucking deal to get a phone number anymore. Or people may be exaggerating. And then you got to ask yourself, why the fuck do people exaggerate this so much? Is it they feel cool about it? Are they hypnotized? Are they just like suddenly we contact them behind, hey bro, can you really make this bigger than it seems just as a favor? And next one and next one? No, because there's been enough people that have backstabbed us that will be the first to go and say, he paid me to do something like that. But nobody can say that. Nobody could say our products are not legit. Even the stalkers, even the haters, they can never say that we didn't fucking help them. They can say some other shit, but it's not that. Now, should number 3 be true, which is this is as legit as it is, now we face a very interesting situation. It could truly change your life, like beyond what you could imagine. And you're sitting back wondering, and you're reading thousands of books, watching thousands of videos, having 1,000 conversations and blogs, but the fucking answer is right here. And all it takes is for you to fucking try it. And then afterwards, if you don't like it, quit and talk shit. But God damn it, if this is that thing that you've been looking for your entire fucking life, then just try it. Your $97 does not change the way I dress or eat where I eat or drive the car I drive or anything. Okay? It's not, you're not making or breaking my life with your fucking little sign up. You're not. Okay? But there's a high possibility that I may be making your life, actually, because there's been enough evidence now for over 9 fucking years that people's lives have completely changed and we're getting better at doing it. So do yourself a fucking favor. It's not that difficult to get a hold of our programs. Just go on Google and figure it out. And then sign up and say, I'm from Cliff's List. Fine, we'll hook you up. Why? Because we want to. That's it. Because that's what you do when you do interviews. You give people incentives. You know what I mean? That's what we do. This is his program. We're on it. He's doing us a favor by interviewing us. We're doing a favor for him by being interviewed. We feed off each other. You get what I'm saying? That's what we do, right? It keeps everything alive. It keeps us alive by having an audience. It keeps his program alive by having it's awesome. So if you just say you did it, we'll hook you up. No problem. But stop sitting back and hesitating. It's so stupid to me. Because I tell you, when we die, then you're going to get it. But then it's too late. It's too late. While the teacher's here, ask him what he means when he says it. What I would do to have a fucking conversation with the man who created the meditation technique that's changing my life right now. I would give half of all my money right now to have a 1-hour conversation with him. But I can't. So I have to try to get an understanding of him through other people. And it will never be accurate. And I already know this. So that's what I got to say.
That was well put, and I have to thank you guys for taking the time with me this time. It was just a phenomenal interview as far as I'm concerned, one of the probably the best ones I've done.
Oh, yeah.
And I really greatly appreciate your taking the time with me and doing this, and hopefully we'll be doing it again soon, because I see you guys are a fountain of knowledge and understanding and wisdom, and there's just probably no end to what we can, extract from you guys. So
I'm honored to do any of these interviews, bro. Like, I'm truly honored to do it. Like, it's not about my time being given. It's about you allowing me to talk to your audience that you built. You know what I mean? That's like, fuck, I should pay you to do this. So I appreciate it 100%.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, and we're definitely going to be doing it again. I'm very stoked to keep learning from you guys too myself.
Awesome.
So on that, before I forget, one other thing is that if anybody does order anything from Vince or Arash, and you just email both of us so that you did it because of hearing from them through Cliff's List, I will send you as an extra bonus a free bonus product from Cliff's List as a thank you. So just wanted to mention that. And again, I want to say goodbye and thanks, and hopefully we'll do this again soon.
All right.
Yes. Thank you, Cliff. And thank you